Top 12 banks that will be shut down by March 2026. Now, if you do not know, in 2023, the CBN announced a recapitalization policy that requires international banks in Nigeria to submit 500 billion naira to the CBN. National banks are required to submit 200 billion naira and regional banks are required to submit 25 billion naira. Now, the banks on this list, they have been unable to comply with this CBN policy, and the deadline is March 2026. If by March 2026 they are unable to come up with that money, they will be shut down, or they will have to look for other banks on this list to merge it, and come up with the 500 billion or 200 billion, whichever is the case. At number 12 is Sun Trust Bank. This is a regional bank, so they are required to come up with 25 billion naira and give it to the CBN. They don't have the money yet. At number 11 is Nova Bank. At number 10 is Optimus Bank. At number 9 is Polaris Bank. Polaris Bank reportedly needs significant capital to meet required thresholds. At number 8 is Keystone Bank. They are unable to come up with the money. At number 7 is Sterling Bank. I remember many years ago, Sterling Bank chopped my 8K. Now it's good for you. CBN closed down this bank. I'm just joking, though. Anyway, by March 2026, which is just 3 months away, if they are unable to come up with the 200 billion or the 500 billion, if they are an international bank, they will be shut down or they will be forced into a merger. Number 6 is Citibank. Do you have money in this bank? At number 5 is Standard Chartered Bank. This bank is reportedly evaluating options such as raising funds or merging, meaning they don't even have funds, or merging, meaning they don't even have hope of coming up with the money that CBN is asking for. So this bank might be closing by March of 2026. It's just 3 months away. At number 4 is Fidelity Bank. They have been unable to come up with the money. At number 3 is FCMB, First City Monument Bank. They have still been unable to come up with the money, so they might be shutting down very soon. At number 2 is the United Bank of Africa, UBA. I recently opened an account in UBA. May nothing do my money. Oh. At number 1 is First Bank of Nigeria. I'm very shocked to First Bank, the whole First Bank. They have been unable to come up with the money. I think First Bank is a national bank. So it's only 200 billion naira that they are required to submit to CBN, and they still have been unable to come up with that money. I don't think First Bank will shut down. Maybe they'll be forced into a merger. They can merge with like Sterling Bank or UBA Bank. Anyway, see you guys in my next video. Bye.